My name is Keith LaFerriere. I am a retired physician. Well, not totally retired, but for the most part retired. I heard about Safe to Sleep in our parish announcements and looked into it a little further, talked to Jane Mellers, and then decided to take, they were offering introductory evening classes, about 2 hours, and I attended it and started volunteering. I was called to volunteer at Safe to Sleep because I think we have a significant homeless problem in the Springfield area. I think there's a great need for housing, and specifically for women in Springfield. Many of these people are really have had normal lives sometimes, and circumstances have put them into the situation where they either don't have the ability financially to get home health, or they may need some counseling as well.
My name is Jane Mellers. I'm retired quite a few years ago now from IBM, and so now I'm a grandmother and a volunteer. I started out by going just early in the evening, actually just for a couple of hours when the ladies first came in, and just help them get checked in with some food and that sort of thing. So normally I work 2 times a month. Either I go in at 7 and work until about 8 o'clock the next morning, or more recently I've been going in at 10 and then working until about 8 o'clock the next morning. I think the things I find most meaningful and rewarding to me about Safe to Sleep are the women are just so thankful and so appreciative to have a safe, clean place to sleep at night. Many of them are just down on their luck through no fault of their own. They're trying very, very hard to be rehomed. It's not a place where you go because you want to be there. You go because you need to be there. So it's been such a good thing for me personally to be able to support that. One of the other questions I've been asked is, what can others do to support Safe to Sleep? Obviously, we need volunteers. I think you see that in the Clarion and in the Bulletin most months that I write an article. Parishioners have been very generous, bringing items for the donation tub in the hallway. It costs about $650 a night to operate the shelter, so financial support is always welcome.
So my name is Kelly Harris, and I'm the director of Safe to Sleep Women's Emergency Shelter. I was one of the first volunteers at Safe to Sleep in October of 2011 when we first started, and 9 years later, I'm still here. One thing that I hear often when we have folks come and visit to see what the shelter is like in the evening, a comment that I often hear is, it's a lot quieter than what I expected it to be. So, and oftentimes the ladies, they look like my mom, my grandma, my aunt, my sister, myself. You can't just look at this room full of women and just, they don't necessarily look homeless. So oftentimes people are a little nervous about working with the homeless population or volunteering at a homeless shelter. We tend to have pictures in our mind of what that looks like, and it might seem a little bit scary. However, our goal here is compassion, dignity, and respect. And so we really want this to be a safe place for everyone and for our guests and our volunteers. The volunteer aspect of Safe to Sleep has always been very important to us, because not only do we want to provide shelter, but we also want to help break down the stereotypes of the homeless population. And so volunteers, they come, and if you spend an evening with some homeless ladies and you get to know them and you learn about them and their family and their stories, and sometimes we might recognize parts of our lives in their stories, and the only difference is maybe we had a support system or we had some financial backup so that we did not end up in a homeless shelter. But to recognize, hear those stories and get to know the people that we serve helps to just break down those stereotypes. And then our volunteers share with their friends, their churches, such as yourself, and just to help kind of spread the word that these are just folks in difficult situations. They are not any less than the rest of us.
Thanks for watching. My name is Ken Chumley. I'm the rector of Christ Episcopal Church, and I'm grateful to you for your support of Christ Church. Your time, your energy, your money. Through you, we're able to fulfill our mission to know Christ and to make Christ known. God be with you.